Alrighty. I am getting a little snack. Clean that off really quick. And this cutie is hanging out with me. And so I just wanted to come on here and do a video. This is a little bit of my gratitude, I guess, post for the day. Just one, gonna give myself some grace because I do think that part of life, being a human being, it is almost like a video game where we are presented with challenges. And it makes us feel accomplished when we get through the challenges, right? Now, this is different than getting totally stuck in fear. But again, if that's the journey that soul chose for this life, then I honor that. But also realizing that this is a game and having fun playing it. But when emotions arise, letting myself sit in them and just feel the feels. And the thing that I am struggling with currently is financial scarcity and feeling like, well, not having enough, having a negative bank account right now. Because that's apparently the life lesson that I am currently learning. And I do think part of it, and this is all analytical right now talking, of course, right, is learning how to ask for, seek out, ask for, and accept help and community, and realizing that I'm not the only one who has ever been in a financially hard place. It doesn't mean she's Dr. Bunny. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be stuck here and stay here forever. But it does mean that that's what I'm currently experiencing. And so a couple things on this. I do have a current negative account balance with my water bill coming out, and rent is due next week. So I'm freaking out. Can't help it. I'm human. Can I help it? Probably. Can this soul currently help it? No. And that's okay. I'm going to honor that. But it's made me seek out possible opportunities for assistance. One of them being like rental or utility assistance. And I've reached out to a couple different programs. And in the meantime, I found out about a really cool one for reduced Wi-Fi for kiddos. If you have kiddos in kindergarten to 12th grade, and with Callie being in 1st grade, we qualify. Me being on nutrition assistance, food stamps, we qualify. And then I applied for another program called ACP Assistance Connectivity Program that will supply up to $30 a month towards internet. And I qualify for that one. So I can use the Connect to Compete, the Cox program, for the $10 a month. And then use the money towards the ACP, towards paying for that. So I'm so excited for that. And I decided to reach out to Hobbs's teacher and his magical school and ask if they had scholarships available because of finding myself. I'm gonna get super emotional talking about this, which is a good thing. To see if they had scholarships available due to financial hardship. And I explained a little bit about my current scenario. And with coming back from maternity leave, work being slow, and just not having the money for bills currently. And his teacher replied in the most amazingly kind, caring, compassionate way possible. And she discussed it with her business partner, and they are offering me my half of Hobbs's tuition for February and March. They're going to waive it for me. And it just feels so good to have somebody who, she also said that she's been in a similar situation and how much it really helped her to have people rally to help her out and to help her get through a tough time. And having been somebody, old me of somebody who was always the one doing everything for everybody else and always putting other people first. Oh my God, especially in my marriage. Struggling to survive, even though I brought in over $100,000 in 1 year for the business. But yet it was always that living in scarcity, not having enough. Where all the money was going, I still don't even know. Like, I still don't know what he was spending it on. I definitely, we would spend it on food, you know, for like date nights on occasion, but I definitely was not being extravagant with my spending on by any means. I had stopped doing massages for myself. I had even stopped hiring a maid once a month, which is something that was super important to me, because he said we would clean together once a week. That never happened. Just like I stopped buying myself, I would buy myself clothes sometimes, but it was usually stuff to wear to look sexy for him. It wasn't stuff for me, and I definitely stopped, you know, like making sure my needs were met. So having been in a place of always feeling like I needed to put others first, this is, and I needed to provide. Being raised by a mother that was the breadwinner, that then I took on that role. And I was the breadwinner. And so getting to this situation and allowing myself to ask for help is definitely challenging, but to have it returned with such kindness. And they talked about how much they love having my son there and how much they want to help support me and my girls. And it's just that community that just makes me feel so good. Like, it feels amazing. It's always interesting to cry when you're happy. Because it just feels so good to be on the receiving end and to have that kindness and compassion given to me. Especially when I'm in a place of, and this is where I took Pisato for a walk, and I was listening to my self-talk, which I'm grateful for being aware enough to be alert to my self-talk. And Joe Dispenza talks a lot about that. Like, what's the story we're telling ourselves? And I'm just grateful that while going for a walk, I could hear my thoughts to myself and telling myself that I was wasteful with the money from the sale of the home, that I was spent it frivolously, and if I would have just done, the birth covered by Medicaid and gone and done it at the hospital, how much money I would have saved, and that I wasted the money, and that I'm not working hard enough to bring in money, and that I should go back to work for somebody else to be making more money. And it just fascinated me to then catch myself and be like, oh my God, girl, like, listen to the way that you talk to yourself. Like, no, you and Lily deserved that completely magical home birth. And you deserved all the money that you spent to put in to make that home birth happen. The money for the midwife, which she was amazing and worked with me since I am on Medicaid, and the money for the doula, the birth doula, to have that support and help me relax and help me just bring Lily, here in such a peaceful way. And the support during the pregnancy is just amazing when you have a midwife and a doula. It's not a 5-minute, 10-minute doctor visit. It's an hour appointment with your midwife, and once a month, and then every 2 weeks, and then once a week. And it is, I spent, an hour and a half, 2 hours, I think, multiple times with Alyssa and Hannah, and, messaging them in between, and then my postpartum doula, and the money I spent for the 6-week hypnobirthing course to de-brainwash myself from thinking that birth is painful. And now, of course it makes sense with everything Joe Dispenza and everything that, I'm learning. Our truth is subjective. And if we believe it, it's true. And putting in that work, and my therapist weekly, including some major freak out sessions where I was freaking out and she saw me, emergency style. And some of those she gifted me for free, which is just, oh my God, the kindness, the caring, the compassion, and the, everything, and spending it to attain that, and realizing that I was putting myself down for that. And I know that's from years of training, right? Because that's where the voices in the head come from, is from when we're children. And what you hear on repeat, and that's what you continue to repeat until you can become conscious of it. So while walking Pisato, I had realized that, and was able to kind of switch gears and just rethink back to just how beautiful. Listen to her. She goes, yes, Mama, yes, we deserve all that magical birth. We deserve that magical, near pain-free, super calm, connected home birth, didn't we, Lily? Yes. And then as I was walking, I'd realized that while working on my manifestation practices, I had said that I want $88,000 in the bank. And then, while walking, I sat there and was like, you're kind of missing the point of the whole story, aren't you? The whole purpose of this is not to attain a certain number, even though, yes, that might be fun and cool, and be like, hey, I did that. But it's about also breaking those old thought patterns and those old habits, and thought patterns, those old stories that we tell ourselves. And it's more so about that than a specific number. And I said, touche, universe, touche. I really need to work on breaking the pattern of being me as far as financial scarcity, and instead work on realizing that I am worthy of so much abundance and I'm worthy of help. And it's okay to need help sometimes, and it's okay to ask for help. And I've been in the position of being able to help in the past, and it feels good. It feels really, really good to be able to help somebody else in need. And I have to just remember that this is my time to sit back and receive and let other people feel good for helping me, knowing that I'll get to do it again one day. And sit back and just allow myself to receive and realize that I am worthy. Me and my family. And it was just so amazing then to see the email come in from Hobbs's teacher offering me two free months of tuition. And it's just that kindness and caring and compassion, and the fact that she shared that she'd been through a similar situation, to know that I'm not alone felt really, really good too. So I just wanted to come on here and just leave the gratitude video for today of how grateful I am to be learning to ask for help and learning how to be asking and accepting, and how good it feels to accept it, and how good it feels to be bringing people who are so kind and caring and compassionate into my life when that wasn't what I was raised with. And I'm just so grateful that I am to this point, and that I'm being allowed this healing so that I get to experience this kindness and compassion and love from others, unconditional love, people that don't expect anything in return. It feels good. I do plan on doing some EMDR still to see what comes up, because of that negative self-talk that I could hear, the subconscious phrases, words, whatever I was telling myself, to help clear that out. And it's been super successful with me and my therapist in the past. I do not have a session scheduled with her in the future, due to financial reasons. And I'm now scheduling clients on those days that I usually had my therapy session. And yes, I could change it, but it just feels right to try to go this and listen to my own intuition and see what it's saying and telling me. But I do love the EMDR, so we'll see if this beauty lets me set her down long enough to do it. And I was wearing her earlier, but then she wanted to be down, and now she wants to be held, and I think she wants to eat. So I'm gonna go snuggle and feed her, and it's almost her bedtime. And yes, just all the beautiful things. So thank you for listening to me ramble on about my gratitude for accepting and receiving help, and asking for and receiving kindness. God, it feels good. Love. It feels good to be on the receiving end. She agrees. Yeah, we love you.